Hello Epic 7 and welcome to this week's Hall of Trials video. This week we're tackling ZENO. ZENO's a bit of a tricky fight. He's not really a hard fight, he's just a very annoying fight. There is a lot of RNG in this fight in that ZENO gives himself stackable evasion every time you use non-attack skills, but he also applies buff block to your entire team and it ignores ER. So you've got to cleanse that away, and about the only way to do that is with non-attack skills. So you have a lot of wonderful setups that look like they're going to score really, really high, and then you go and do your attack and it triggers his skill null and bricks the run because it messes up your tuning. So this entire week is basically an RNG run, so fun. Here's the specifics of the fight. Thief heroes are inflicted with a minus 30% to their attack and evasion also 30%. That's not translated well. I really think it means they have an additional 30% chance for ZENO to evade. You can draw your own conclusions, but when I use thieves, the evasion procced non-freaking stop. When I didn't use thieves, it almost never procced. So maybe I'm just really unlucky, or maybe that's a mistranslation and it means that ZENO can evade 30% more if you're a thief. Ice units are slowed down by 50%. You need to inflict a poison on ZENO to get that 50% damage bonus, and that's a pain in the butt in and of itself because 90% of the units that inflict poison are thieves, and half of those thieves are ice thieves, so that makes life a little trickier. Spectre Tenebria is about the only unit that will inflict poison who isn't ice and or a thief. And lastly, when knights attack, they stack debuffs. This helps because you need to stack extra debuffs on ZENO for maximum damage scaling. Now, even though she's a thief and even though she's ice, I'm going to use Alexa because she is one of the few thieves that has a 100% chance to stick poison. I stuck Symbol of Unity on her to try to help mitigate the evasion chance, make her be able to hit 20% more often. Gave her a chunk of damage, and I'm running her slow. The reason I went with her is she's ice, so she's already going to be slower, so she won't take turns during the break phase very often, and that'll let my other heroes get their dual attacks in. I'm using Kitty Clarissa as my primary cleanser. She'll remove the buff blocks. Gave her S1EE to help keep Charles healthy. She's one of my few sources of healing. And I went with the Water Shooter artifact to give an extra bonus to everybody's effectiveness to try to make the transition phases easier. I'm going to use Tamarin. Even though she's a fire unit, let's get an artifact on her. I'm going to put her on Warhorn to help cycle her because I want her skills to come around. You could also run Prophetic Candlestick to help her cycle faster. Now I know she's fire, but I need a good source of healing, and in the break phase, misses don't trigger skill null, so she can be used inside the break phase nicely. Charles is going to be my damage dealer. Charles is a knight, and since he's dual attacking so much, he should stack those debuffs for us, since knights inflict debuffs. I'm putting him on his S1EE for the extra chance for Slash to activate Smash. That gets us up to a 35% chance to activate Smash. So 1 out of every 3 hits, I should at least get a double hit statistically. Cruel Mischief is the best artifact for him in this because extra damage. So this is how the run goes. At the start of the fight, ZENO does his ultimate skill. Doesn't matter how much resistance you have on your team, everybody will get buff block and restrict. Now, I need to buy time for Tamarin's skills to be ready, so I'm just going to use S1s and stall to try to get Tamarin's transformation before we kill, and hitting the ad there with a dual attack didn't help things. So we'll peck away at ZENO here. So I'll just go ahead and top off the healing. Attacking ZENO CR pushes him, so we want to avoid doing that. Go ahead and chip his damage down a little bit, get him a little bit closer so that we can push phase when we're ready.
You can't close your eyes.
So I've got 4 turns until we push phase.
I won't back down.
Okay, there's the skill null that happens when an evasion happens. So Alexa missed because of the evasion, and that triggered skill null. And since Tamarin's a fire unit, she triggered skill null as well.
Watch and learn.
Triggering that skill null at the wrong time can really brick your runs. Now, hopefully this doesn't go into a smash because I'm not ready to push phase. Okay, we're good to go. Let's see, Tamarin transforms, pushes everybody up. I'm going to stall one more round. I want to get to the point where Tamarin's push guarantees that Alexa gets a turn. So we'll just S1 here, and Kitty will also cut, so I'll S1 with Kitty as well. Okay, so he does his ultimate, again applying all the debuffs, but that's okay because Tamarin's ready to transform. You notice how slow Alexa's moving. What's important is using this push so she gets to take a turn. So she's below the 50% mark on the CR bar. I can use the push on Tamarin, give everybody attack buff. We're really stacking the evasion chances on ZENO, so again, the RNG. He's up to his maximum stacks from using non-attack skills. Non-attack skills increase his defense and his evasion. Hopefully this doesn't proc. Great, we pushed phase and we didn't proc evasion.
I'll show you how it's done.
So there is a debuff because a night hit, and hopefully this doesn't miss. Excellent. So didn't proc evasion, and we got the poison debuff, so now we're doing maximum damage, and Alexa's moving so slow. Even with her 50% CR push, she's only going to get one turn inside the break phase. Now what we're really looking for is the smash into the slash, or is it slash into smash? Anyway, his S1 into his S2, that's where the big damage comes from. I'm going to use her S3 because it does slightly more damage than a double hit from her S1, and she's got such a high chance to miss. Oh, and she missed that one, so that cost us about 200k points, unfortunately. That S3 hits very hard because it scales off the number of debuffs you have, and with 4 debuffs up, that would have been a pretty good hit. We get one more smash into slash. 3.3 million. It's a very, very low score exiting phase 1. I probably... anything over 3 million is going to be enough, though, to be honest with you. But I've did this 2 or 3 other times, and I usually exited with 4 million. So Kitty's skill is ready. We're going to get rid of these debuffs. And now it's a rush to get ZENO down so that we're ready to push phase. You don't want to rush it too fast because Alexa needs time to have her S2 ready to use inside of the break phase. And that's probably the hardest part about tuning this is, you know, killing him fast enough but not dying so that Alexa can poison inside of the break phase again. Now if you don't want to use Alexa for this, you can use Spectre Tenebria. She has a 70% chance to poison on her S1, which is decent enough that you can, you know, try to rely on it. More 30% RNG. She does a lot of extra damage, so she's a little harder to tune around your Tamarin in that it's harder to get Tamarin's S3 ready before Tenebria just pushes phase. But it can be done if you're willing to have the patience to just try to make it happen. Now, of course, every time ZENO attacks, he does that pop damage to the entire team. But Tenebria's staying ahead of the damage well enough. We got him about to halfway health by the time he does his second ultimate.
Will you play with me now? Is it time for me now?
Good timing on this. Kitty Clarissa's ready to cleanse the debuffs off.
I'll do what I want.
And now we go back to trying to push phase as quickly as possible. That slow debuff is really nice.
Go away.
I'll show you how it's done.
We'll just use the S2 because I don't have to worry about a double proc accidentally pushing phase. This was a little risky of me. I probably should have hit one of the ads because if Charles had double procced, he would have pushed phase and I wasn't ready to push phase.
I think I'm going to faint.
So checking the CR bar, 41% is just a little far back, so I'm going to stall one more round. I'm just going to launch an S1 attack, let Tamarin come around the horn, and then she can transform, and that should push up Alexa. So paying attention to the CR bar movements is probably one of the more important parts of this. Okay, so now it looks good. Now with the CR push, Alexa will definitely get a chance to take a turn. So we transform, cleansing all of the debuffs, and we push everybody up, giving everybody an attack buff. Oh shoot, Kitty Clarissa needed one more turn to transform. That's okay. Kitty can transform inside of the break phase, so we'll S1. And we did not get the extra proc, but that's okay. We'll just S1 to push phase. Oh, and there it is. There's the evasion that I was telling you about that can brick a run. So, this could have ruined everything. The only shot I've got is to stick the poisons. So I need 3 debuffs. I got the poisons, and as long as I get one more debuff, I should be good, because Zeno will cleanse 2 debuffs on him when he crosses the phase line. Good, he's going to cleanse the 2, so we keep a poison, and that's going to let me progress. So that could have gone completely the wrong way due to that stupid evasion RNG. Hopefully, I don't know, that was both lucky and unlucky, so we'll take it. Now we're just looking for the double procs off of Charles's S1 into his S2. Like that. Getting those 33, 35% proc chances is what will make this a successful run. The more of those, the better. And it's easier than Sermia's 25% because it's 35%. As long as you have the proper EE on them. So there's another one. We're 1 million away from Dagger Sicar level. Dagger Sicar is 8 million. Nice.
I'm scared.
We get one more attack in. Oh no, we don't get one more attack in. We do get one more attack in. Success. Okay. So there's Dagger Sicar, 8 million, and that was with an absolutely wretched phase 1.
You can't close your eyes.
Now Tamarin's ready to transform after such a long round, and that is really good because everything hits really, really hard in this last phase. So we're going to burst down as quickly as possible. I don't want to trigger evasion, so I'm going to hit one of the ads instead of Zeno.
This is the start. Meow. Do your best. Meow. Clarissa wants to play. Meow. Meow, meow.
No debuffs.
Shine.
Hopefully Tamarin doesn't miss. 50-50 shot. She missed, so we got evasion, but we did get a debuff, and that helps. Now the debuff went away, so it didn't help. I think we'll extend everybody's attack buff, try to do damage to some of these ads up front.
I'll do what I want. Meow. Here. Meow.
Whew, that attack break is huge, because I think without that attack break, Zeno would have killed Charles there.
I'll do my best.
Go ahead and top off on the healing. Let's go for the poisons. And resisted. She doesn't have a lot of effectiveness on her, so I probably should have put more effectiveness on. Great, got the attack down. That's huge.
I think I'm going to faint. Hello?
Since Tam's a fire unit, we're not going to attack Zeno, because that's just a coin toss on whether or not she triggers the skill null. So we hit an ad. Charles takes another shot.
Is it time for me, Meow?
Even though Zeno's getting ready to use his ultimate, I want to try to burst him down before that happens, because I'm not sure I'll survive the ultimate. So there's a hit into a smash. Good, good.
I'm scared.
Oh dear. Hopefully this heal tops us off enough that we survive his ultimate. This is going to hit really hard. Okay, we all survived. I don't want to trigger skill null, so I'll hit an ad.
Will you play with Meow?
And hopefully this kills. Do we get an extra attack? Nice. Even if this extra attack did happen, Charles is going to take another turn. So, not a guaranteed full clear, but it is possible to full clear. You just got to be a little bit lucky with the S1 into the S2 on Charles and not triggering skill null too much. But 9.2 million, a full 1.2 million above Dagger Sicar, and second place. I bet I know who's got first. It's Eel again. Anyway, I probably would have been closer to Eel's score if I had gotten a better round one, but we take what we can get. Now, if you do not want to do Dagger Sicar, if you're just looking for a way to full auto, you can change out Alexa for Spectre Tenebria, and you can change out Tamarin for either Camilla, or I think better yet, Sinful Angelica. Sinful Angelica brings a second cleanse to the team, and you can run this team full auto. There'll be a link to that video in the description. So if you're looking for a full auto team, go check that out. But if you were looking for your Dagger Sicar score, hopefully this team helped you get there. Have a great week, everyone.